Hello and welcome to this last session of Changing the Lost PbtA. Never Gonna Give You Up. So that my name for the series, which I don't think I've said aloud these first few sessions. We are taking up with our motley in pursuit of some people, and I'll come back to exactly what that's going to mean in a second. My name is Lowell. Pronouns he, him, and this session is part of the Gauntlet Gaming Calendar, which is an online gaming club / community that you can find out more about at gauntlet-rpg.com. And you'll get lots of stuff there. We've got a blog, we've got podcasts, we got stuff for our open gaming thing coming up in October. We got lots of things. It's slightly better to navigate than it was a few months ago. And I mean slightly because I've done a few little tweaks here and there, but it still shows that we have no dedicated webmaster. So just know that. So let's check through. What have you decided, Annie? Is not Annie, Emil, Electrum, for your advance? You said you got one. What are you going to take, you think? If you know, and if you want to hold off, you can also say that.
I was going to take the hedge spinner move.
Okay.
You may spin new items from the hedge.
Ooh, well, in fact, we can do that at the start. If there's something you want to build right away, we can do that. Then Allison, you're just one shy. You're one good failed roll away from an advance. So there we go.
The best failed roll.
Yeah. Jack, did you get an advance last time, or are you still also?
I'm all one short as well.
One short as well. And Relentless?
I got an advance.
Okay. And what are you going to take?
I'm going to take the most ogreish move of them all. Huntsman.
Okay.
Yes. So when you commit yourself to save someone or defeat a terrible enemy, mark clarity and take +1 ongoing in direct pursuit of that goal. At the end of any scene in which you don't make progress towards the goal, mark a condition.
Okay.
That's the most important thing.
Well, I will check in with you about how you want to define that goal. Now, Jack has a start of session move. So let's come to them. You've got 4 people in your sort of network there. Who do you want to ask a question of?
So do I have 4? Is Allison in my network? I owe her a debt. Does that mean that she's in my network?
I believe it also means that she is in your network. Has always been the way that I've played it, is that's the other way you weave people in.
By owing them. Okay, then my big choice is whether to try to get a secret on Allison or not. Don't want to force her hand. She'll reveal her secrets as she likes. So maybe I'll do questions.
The last session, you can count on it.
Right. Maybe I'll do questions so loud since he's the only other person I haven't tapped yet. Last time we saw him and me together, we were colluding about the downfall of Gloriana.
That's right.
Two-Face. No, what's her real name? I can't even remember her real name.
Twofold.
Twofold. I can only remember what Jack calls her.
Well, I've been wondering when you would get around to ask this question. Of questions so loud, since they've been in your thing for a little while. What is it that they don't want people to know? And that is that they have been aiding and abetting the Chainers. How do you think that realization comes to you? Is it through rumors and putting things together, or is it mystical insight? What is it you think that reveals that to you?
You know, in the where we ended last time, where Jack was kneeling in front of Hopscotch as he fell into the lazy boy. And Jack was talking to him just as Hopscotch was easing his way back into the lazy boy. He said, "Questions is in on it too." And that's how Jack got the tip.
Like the last little draw, like he was hoping that maybe giving this up to you would find some clemency for him, and he definitely has left that in your lap.
Yeah. Oh, because the whole thing about the lazy boy is sitting with your regrets, and it's redemption that they really want,
Yes.
you know? So, of course, he would have made one last plug for redemption before he falls in.
Excellent. Does anyone else have any start of session moves or anything like that? So where we had left off last time, you had discovered that that of course the Prince of Summer is missing. That there are huntsmen, chainers who are here at the behest of a particular keeper to bring back all the people who were in their realm. And that includes Allison, and it includes some other people, Spinning Jenny, who's already gone. I think I mentioned that Zetcher Mercy is another person on that list. The Prince of Spring. So there are some other people.
Wait, the Prince of Spring and the Prince of
No,
Summer?
sorry, Prince of Summer. Sorry. And found out that this was going on. You brought the turncoat to the attention of the Winter Prince, and he has taken possession of Hopscotch by putting him in the most comfortable of prisons, and he is held there. And you have decided a couple of things. One is that you know that there are probably some people who haven't been dragged into the hedge who are still here, some that may have already been taken deep in, some may not, but you want to find the chainers who are out and about and bring them to some kind of justice. And then there was talk of going further with those pursuits, that just stopping the chainers here might not be enough. And certainly there was a conversation among Allison and all of you about what that meant. Sherry, what else have I forgotten to mention in all of this?
Let's see here. I think those are the bigs. We know that Allison has a key that they think goes back to their keeper's demesnes. And let's see, I'm looking at the NPCs to see if we missed anything there. But I can't click the right tab for the life of me, so I'll never find anything.
All right.
That's just how it is. But that seems to mostly, oh, you forgot. Ashwine is hot, super, super hot.
That's right. Ashwine is hot.
Yeah.
That is true. Maybe not as much upstairs as some people might think.
And you're that hot.
Yes.
So.
Any other crucial details that I have left off the table, Allison?
Yeah, not that I can think of. I think that we are pretty on top of things.
Emily, anything? Okay.
Don't
And
think so.
Jack, anything I've forgotten?
I got a little confused, and maybe you can clarify for me.
Sure.
When Wally was talking to me, and he used the number 5 at some point, and I was getting confused about whether it was 5 hunters or 5 targets that he was describing, and my notes disappeared on me on that particular thing. So I don't know if that is something that I should pay attention to.
let us say that he brought the number 5 up as a significant number
Okay, we don't know
within
enough
this,
what it refers to.
but you're not entirely certain what it refers to, whether it does refer to the number of people or to something else.
Got it. All right.
So we take up with the 4 of you having essentially left the hospitality of the Winter Prince. Oh, that's right. That's the other big thing. With the absence of the Summer Prince, the defenses on the entire freehold are cracked and are likely to fall soon unless something is done about that and the transition between summer and autumn. Yeah, just a little thing I forgot
Little
about.
things.
Little things. Okay. So when we come into this scene, some time has passed. Relentless, where are we? Like, where is the group now post the winter?
Post winter court.
Yeah.
Gosh, I think we've made it to the parking lot before we got into an argument again.
Okay.
So I'm gonna put it in the parking lot.
So we're like
I
early
did remember a
afternoon.
thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I remember, I can't remember if this was, I think this was right after we talked with the Winter Prince, that as we left, Allison had said to everybody that she was pretty sure that she had to go back into the hedge. Did not want help, but others insisted on
Oh yeah.
making sure that that's
That
what we fulfill.
is still out there. And certainly you also have a text from your therapist that eventually you're going to have to answer. So yeah, you're in the parking lot. It's, you remember you grabbed hopscotch early in the morning. So and then there was a lunch that you had consisting of a lot of pancakes and stuff. And then you dragged him over there. So we're getting to like 3-4 in the afternoon right now.
Wow.
When you guys are out in the parking lot having this conversation there. What are you saying, Relentless?
We are the slowest moving changelings in the entire world. We knew about this at 8 in the morning and it's 3 o'clock now and we haven't punched anyone. Anyway.
There'll be plenty of people to punch, Relentless. Don't worry.
I know, but we need some help with the punching. So who can we call on? Who do you trust, Jack?
We need some more muscle, you mean?
Yes.
Well, I'm thinking
Or
Relentless.
brains. Brains are good too, I heard.
Well, then my idea won't work if you want brains.
I'll take either.
But I was thinking that maybe your friend Ashwine
Very well done there.
I did that right. Would like to join us. I have a little bit of clout over him now with my new title as Squire of the Sun's Return. So would you like him to join us? A little firepower, maybe?
Yes. That
I'm
sounds
going
like
to give him a
idea.
call right now. Just let me step away.
Absolutely. And there'll be a little bit, and then you'll hear the yep.
Ashwine, this is Jack. I've got a request for you. As your squire, we need a little bit of backup here. There's some shit going down that we could use your special fiery capacities to help us out with. Can you meet us over
You
at the
guys,
coffee
you
shop?
guys just left out of the place. So you already in a fight?
We're fixing to get a fight.
Okay.
You busy with something?
Well, the prince is sending me to go and raise a hue and a cry, but I can do other stuff.
Well, I wouldn't want to get in the way of the prince, because the hue and the cry is really important. Because our defenses are fallen. So you go along, and if you have time after you raise your hue and cry, seek us out, give me a call, and hopefully you can give us a hand as well.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. I'll do that. Yeah.
You do that,
Okay.
boy.
Yep. And he will hang up.
So, Relentless, I have some good news and some bad news. He won't be coming along right away because he's got some business for the prince. And I don't want to be pulling rank on the prince because I don't have no rank to pull on the prince. But he might join us later, and have a feeling he will want to. So, who knows when he'll show up for us?
All right. I'll just make sure I wear my cool jacket.
I'll let you know when he's coming.
Okay. So, is there someone else that you guys think we should talk to? I mean, we could go see Mamie Fortuna. She knows stuff. She might be able to tell us something that'll be helpful.
True enough. And I have some cigars that she adores. These Monte Cristos from Cuba. She'll give us anything she's got in exchange for those. I know she can't resist.
They smell horrible.
I also have a little bit of intel that Hopscotch gave me on his way down into the Lazy Boy. And that is our old friend Question So Loud was in with the Chainers. So we might want to.
I could have guessed. Relentless,
What?
I've told you
Questions?
so many times, you cannot trust questions.
But she stole my keys. I gotta
I
get them back.
know.
Let me with that revelation sort of out in the air, Emily, let me ask you here, what's your reaction to that when that is said out loud, that one of the people that you're torn in between is part of these chainers?
Surprised for a second, then just well, I guess we have to go arrest them now too.
Why don't you roll inner turmoil for me here? The good news is you get to mark an XP when you roll it.
All
The
right.
great news is now it's easier to choose.
Yeah.
Bad news is the other options of Abyssinian Max, who everyone seems to be obsessed with.
Yeah. What do you want to roll that with? What emotion do you think is powering your reaction?
Sorrow.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm sorry. Where's the dice roller link?
Oh, sure. I will grab it. Copy. I'll drop it in the chat here. There you go.
Six.
That is a 6. So I would like you to mark sorrow.
All right.
And how is it that you think maybe you've given something away to Question So Loud? Like, did you call them recently? Or did you talk to them yesterday? Or have you given them a secret about your motley? What do you think you now realize may not have been a great thing?
I think, let's see. Yeah, I think I told them accidentally about some of like the Autumn Court security measures or something. Or
Yeah.
yeah.
Like you're in Pomparda, and they were just like, yeah, in the summer court, this is sort of how we kind of do it. So Woody, how do you guys do it? Kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you will realize in that in kind of thinking that over, that may have been in fact how they got close to spinning Ginny.
All right.
I assume you keep that to yourself, or do you share that?
No, I think I tell them. Like I think I told questions how to get past some of our security. I think I helped them accidentally get spinning Jenny. We have to go get them now.
Excuse me?
What part of we have to go get them now? Chew me
Okay,
out
no,
later.
sorry. I didn't mean to actually repeat yourself.
What did you tell them?
We were talking about the different court security measures, and I shared some of Autumn's.
Okay, so which one, so that we can contact the court and they can change those as quickly as possible. So now we're in harm mitigation stage.
And Jack, we love you. We care about you. We trust you. But we'd like you to excuse yourself from this conversation before we discuss Autumn court security measures to any other members not of our court.
Oh,
Well,
good
no offense
thinking,
taken.
Alice.
I'll step away and make some phone calls.
So who is the person you think you need to call, Relentless?
That's a hard one. We could call the prince, but usually you can't talk right to the prince. And Mr. Pitch has sort of bad feelings towards me, so I'm going straight to Wyndham Wales. I suggest going to Wyndham Wales because you have to get by him to get into the court anyway, because he's the toll taker.
So you give a call to Wyndham.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Bobby.
Hey. I heard that there's a new buffet opening in the old strip mall. But anyway, that's not what this is about. Actually,
that is vital news since we are banned from many buffets here in the city.
It is absolutely terrible. But
we ogres have to stick together. That's
it's
the
true.
way it is these days.
I think we just have to normalize all you can eat being truly all you can eat.
Absolutely.
It ought to be a law. But
yes,
we have a problem.
Do we? Is
Yes.
this the royal we or this you we
Oh.
pretending to drag me in, or which we are we talking?
Oh, I don't think it's the royal we, because there's no royalty speaking. I mean, except for you, sir. You are a king among ogres. But
Yes.
and because there's some chainers that have been working around. We think one of our court went, and I turned back to Allison. What was her name again?
It's spinning Jenny.
Spinning.
Who?
Spinning Jenny. That's the thing, is when they take them, we forget their names. Allison remembers for some reason.
We have a history.
Oh, they have a history. I think they loathe each other. It's the best way to remember things.
Can I have you make a roll for me here?
Yes.
Because this is a fairly far-fetched thing here. So let's have you roll stay strong here.
Stay strong. Okay. So we're going to roll 2d6.
Okay.
And let's see here. I wish I could use feats of strength on stay strong. That would be the coolest.
Well, they need to maneuver into those kinds of challenges instead of calling people.
Yeah, exactly. If you don't listen to me, I will come over and we will hug that out. But okay, so I guess what I will use is let's see. Well, it's Autumn. I guess I'm talking to Autumn. It's not that I'm fearful. It's that
Sure.
I'm talking to
Yeah.
my brothers.
Absolutely.
If that makes any sense. So I am depending on that part of my personality. So I'm rolling at any +2. 9 + 2 is 11.
Because, all right, I'll get things changed up.
And
I am on it.
And she stops and she goes.
This is a good idea. You don't mind if I take credit for it, right? Good. All right.
Okay. Sure. And when you have to explain how you could drop my name or
Oh yeah,
Emily's or
I'll be
Al's.
right on that.
Exactly. And she goes, but also, do you know anyone who might be able to help?
Right now,
Yeah.
I don't know. A lot of people
We're
getting.
going in. My motley's going in, but we could use a little backup.
I got people getting called in by the prince or something hot going on, so I don't know.
Really it.
Sorry.
Nope, that's okay. Thanks.
Allison, what are you up to?
I think I might be checking that text message from my therapist.
Since it's your therapist saying, just checking in on your health, wondering when you're going to come in for another session.
So I text back. Funny you would say that. Me and all my friends have just been fucked up lately. Any chance we could get a group session? Do you do like, is there a BOGO offer?
We can work out the details, but given how you've talked about your friends, I think it would be advantageous to have all of you in.
Me too.
Get
This
back
is
to
kind
me.
of an emergency. Can you fit us in today?
I can do that later this evening after my last session.
Outstanding. Thank you, doctor.
And Jack, you said you were making some phone calls?
Yeah, I'm trying to ascertain the whereabouts of Questions So Loud so that we might be able to pay him or them a visit. I can't remember his pronouns.
They, them. Let's
Pay
have
them a
you.
visit.
It's a study move.
Mhm.
So let's have you roll.
Okay. Study. All right. I don't think there's any particular bonuses.
Yeah, but what is your mood here as you go to do this?
The mood. That's right. I have to come up with the mood. Let's see. What is his mood? Um, I think maybe it's anger.
Okay, that seems fair.
He might be angry about it, which is a -1. So we'll see. What happens here when I take a -1? It's a 7.
So you have one hold.
Okay.
What is the question? What is it you want to know?
I guess the question is the current whereabouts. It's a very practical and concrete question. The current whereabouts of Questions So Loud, where we might drop in on him unexpectedly.
I think that you will reach out to your network of people that you know, both Changeling and otherwise, and kind of ask around and realize that while Questions So Loud does have kind of a den, a place that he lives at next to a club. He hasn't been there for a while. Like he's clearly shifted locations. And then someone will say, but, there was a place he used to use, but he hasn't for a while because it's in bad shape. And if he's not at his regular place, he's probably at Shula's bowling alley. It's like it's an old, just like standing old school bowling alley that's went out of business a few years ago.
Thank you for that piece of information. And since you've been kind of privy to questions movements lately, what have they been up to? I think as I get an extra because of Wheels Within Wheels, I
Yeah.
can always ask what the character wants at the moment. So I'm wondering if you know what have been his activities. What's he up to? What's he been pursuing these days?
Well, I gotta tell you, he seemed really agitated, and he's been calling in a lot of markers, and either he's looking for a power play or he's looking to change like location. Like he's been calling in all the markers that he's had left out with people.
Cashing in, huh?
Yeah, like he's getting ready to jet.
To bolt.
Yeah, and it's dangerous to leave town to go to another city, but sometimes changelings burn their bridges.
Good to know. Thank you, friend, for your helpful information.
You are welcome.
And he hangs up the phone.
Lastly, Emily, now that you've had this revelation and had this discussion about the security and things, what are you doing? You calling someone? Are you showing off your hedge spinning skills to create an item of some kind? What do you want?
I'd like to make an item of some kind if I can, but I'm not
Yeah.
sure. Okay.
So here's what it is the hedge itself is kind of made of a kind of magic outside the world. And what you as a hedge spinner can do is kind of reach into that and pull those threads and make an item. And it can be two things. One, you can make an item that does something cool, like a magic weapon or something like that. Or you can make an item that is stronger than usual, but looks normal. Like the hedge spun will hold a glamour to it. So it looks like a normal object, even though it's a little bit unique. What do you want to make? What do you think you need?
I mean, we're going into the hedge soon, so I think I want a weapon.
Okay. What kind of weapon do you make?
I'm gonna go with spear.
Okay.
Some kind of spear.
All right. So you're going to make a hedge spun spear. What do you want to roll that with?
Fear, I think.
Okay.
Oh, 5.
That is a 5. So tell me what it looks like when you make this spear. Like what do we see?
I think I'm getting some sort of long, basically wooden branch out of made of like hedge stuff or what have you, and then just sort of electrocuting it with my own internal lightning to sort of burn it into the shape I want.
And we'll see that shape, and it goes so easily into that shape, like it wanted to be that shape when you do it. Like you're like, whoa. But the thing that you'll get, like if we were to say it had a tag on it or something, boy, this spear seems hungry. But you've got that. What does it look like in the real world?
I think just a walking stick.
Okay. So all of you can see that Emily has a big spear. It looks to other intents and purposes like a walking stick. So what is it that you 3, 4 want to do? The 4 of you.
I don't think it's a bad idea to prep for what we think we're getting ourselves into. But I definitely need to tell my brother where I'm going.
Okay. Let's do kind of a once around of what prep you might do before checking on tracking down questions still allowed. Your brother has probably been calling you because you still have his car.
Yeah, I know it's grocery shopping day. Dang it.
And he calls you and he's like, you gonna bring the car back?
Yes, we're on our way back now, Tim.
Okay.
But I might need it later.
Okay.
Listen,
Why?
Something really bad is happening. Like some people have come out of the hedge and they're grabbing back up changelings and dragging them back in. So we're gonna go beat them up.
I don't think that's a good idea.
Terrible idea, but someone's got to do it. I at least have a motley.
Long pause there. I mean, is it going to be all right?
Yes, I will keep them safe. Don't worry.
Okay. He says in a way that says it's anything but okay.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm going to bring the car by. Okay.
You just keep the car and bring it when you're done.
All right. Don't worry. Sticking to the speed limit.
That's not what I'm worried about.
Okay.
So Allison, what is it that you want to do in the little time you have before you all go to confront questions here?
I just want to tie up loose ends. So I text Abyssinian and I say, I don't expect a response to this. I know that we're not really connecting well. I don't know if you remember spinning Ginny anyway, but it seemed like the two of you were friends. My Motley and I we're going to go. We're going to save her. We're going to bring her back. Incidentally, we're really going to save some other people, but we'll take care of spinning. So don't worry. See on the flip side, I send and then I block her number.
Okay. I think we cut to the wait, what? Just and then the God, and we cut away as she starts to curse as she sees that the number's been immediately blocked by you. What about you, Jack?
Now, Jack's not a fighter, let's put him that way. So he's a little bit concerned about going into a rumble with these boys. So he is going to look, I think it might be hitting the streets, but you'll tell me. He's going to go look up Mommy Fortuna, his friend, since he has those cigars that he might be able to trade. And
Sure.
she always hangs out in this park. She plays chess with the old men in the park. So he's going to go visit her and see if she might have a token or something that might give him a little bit of protection and the Motley as well. Yes, she is a chess shark, but she seems very sweet, so no one knows. Make a lot of money that way.
So you head down to where she's at there. Still kind of hot out. She's bundled up, and she will greet you. Jack, come sit.
Mommy, it's been too long. It's been too long. I bring you something. I bring you something that I think you're gonna like.
And what are you bringing me? I still owe you a bit, don't I?
I've got these lovely Monte Cristos that came into my possession, and I know that you are one of the few people here that would appreciate a cigar, a Cuban cigar of this quality. And I just rub them a little for the smell, just wafts off them in her direction. Maybe I amplify it just a little bit. Smell of fine tobacco.
That is good stuff. What
Only
is
the
it?
best.
What is it that you want?
I need your help, mommy. Me and my motley, we're walking into some trouble. And you know I'm not a fighter. I'm kind of a delicate flower, really.
Mm-hmm.
You got anything that might toughen me up a little, protect me, keep me from being seen, maybe, so that I
That's
don't get crushed in
several
the.
different things that you are asking for. What is it that you want? Is it armor? Is it a blade? Is it an enchantment?
An enchantment might be the way to go. Something to keep me unseen when the shit hits the fan, so that the big bads don't come down on top of my head.
I can give you a gift that will keep you hidden, even from those of us who work the sight and the scry and the glamour. But
There's gonna be a but. I knew there would be.
yes, it will only last until you, how do I put this? Until you do something, hurt
I hear ya.
someone, try to protect someone. Is that what you want?
That'll do it, mommy.
Good. I called this the scaredy cat. And she reaches in her bag and she pulls out this orange thing. And you can see her run her hand over its bulbous eyes. And then she turns it over and shows you the 4 suction cups on the end of this Garfield. And she says, when you are ready, simply attach it to yourself.
Mommy, I am forever grateful.
Well, I am awaiting the cigars to be left here on the board.
And here you are.
Thank
Enjoy
you.
your afternoon beating everyone at chess here, as I'm sure you will.
It fills the time.
And take care of yourself, mommy. There is some shit hitting the fan, so keep a low profile, would you?
She goes to like smart off, but she can tell that you're being more serious, and she just nods. And lastly, Emily, anything you want to do before you set off? You got a spear now. Looks awesome.
I think I'm gonna call up my fetch and just give her a really quick hi. I'm about to head back into the hedge. There's a
No,
good
wait,
chance
what? No, what? What do you? No, you can't go in the hedge.
Too bad. I am sorry. Bye.
No,
Turn the phone off.
And you don't have to do the block number. You just, and then it's set. And I think we'll see the 4 of you walking, perhaps even a little bit slow-mo towards the car, and getting ready to drive over to the bowling alley. let's take our first break here. And when we come back, we'll bring you on scene as dusk falls at the bowling alley.
A little green bag plays in the background.
Yeah. So we cut to early evening. Since it's the Midwest, the weather has changed, and it's probably humid, but like a little bit of like drizzle, like enough water in the air to cause humidity to go up, but not to cool anything down. Old style bowling alley, real like 1950s 60s sort of look, not the nice 1950s 60s, like the real workmanlike. That big parking lot, on one side is like a storage depot for some sort of aluminum siding company where all the stuff is behind, chain link fences. On the other side is a Ponderosa that's on its last legs. There are the parking lot ought to be full, but there's only like 7 or 8 cars out there, and you mostly are seeing the cooks out back smoking behind the place. How do you four want to approach doing this? Let's start with the person who I know has a definitive idea of how they wish to proceed with this, and who is probably going to set their priorities, I believe, at this point. Relentless?
Hey, I think she is, since we got the car, right?
Yeah.
And that's got headlights. So I think the first thing I do is I take a sweep around the building looking for how Questions So Loud gets in and out. That open door, that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now here's the question. Are you setting your drive at this point?
No, I will set that for the chainers per se. Does
Okay,
that make
all
any
right.
sense?
Then let's have you make a study roll
Okay.
to give you all. I mean, you're going to get basic information, but this will be the further details.
So here I am, I'm using headlights. This is like the most human thing in the whole world. This is my last moment of humanity before this all goes turkeys. So I'm gonna add 1. So I rolled a 6 total.
6 total. Would somebody like to assist to either suffer the consequences or boost your companion up?
I'll assist. I'm trying to remember all of our mechanics around assist.
So basically, it's the same sort of basic comfort and support. When you can have them clear a mood or give them +1 forward.
Okay. So I think that I'm comforting and supporting by just reminding Relentless just how much it is that Questions So Loud deserves exactly what's coming to them. And of course, it's all stuff that I've placed in there.
Absolutely.
All entirely my own
The
fault.
most useful of lies.
So I'm going to roll with anger. That's what I'm
Okay.
trying to motivate.
Yeah.
Assist. And it's a 7 total.
That is a 7. So that will boost it up. So do you want to take the +1 forward?
Choose to take the +1 forward.
Okay, then that is 7 to 9.
All right.
Which means that I will tell you when you kind of come around back, and then I'm going to let you ask follow-up questions. To come around back, you will see that around the back part of this place, and it's just an absolute mess back here. There's a dumpster that's rusted through, such that anything that gets in it, kind of leaks out the bottom. And there are 2 vans parked back here.
Oh, really?
So what is your question?
Oh, can I get a scent on, I guess, here's the thing is,
What is it you want to know? What is it?
I want to know if these are the Chainer's vans.
I think it's the bad airbrushing on the sides, the real sort of heavy metal, sort of Frank Frazetta Wild Hunt airbrushing on the sides of these that kind of moves a little bit, even as it's there, that says to you, yeah, these jerkwads are here.
I go, oh, some of the boys are here. We're gonna get our first fight in. Hold on, this is gonna be awesome. And I do park my car well away from them.
Okay.
And
so let me check with the others now. The Relentless parks the car. You've been informed that the Chainers are probably here. They've got their 2 sweet vans parked out back. What do you do, Allison?
I think that when Relentless Third turns back to be like, hey everybody, they're here, I found them. When you turn around, you just don't see Allison there. I've not run away, I've gone invisible.
Okay.
I do have to roll for that though.
Okay, yeah, kind of slide into this. Yep.
Yeah, so I'm gonna roll with power. 7.
So, yeah, I think it maybe is a little less shadowy than you would entirely want. I think maybe there's just a little bit of haze that may slightly give you away, but for the most part, you are gone.
Yeah, I can give you the exact, on a 7 and 9, you remain hidden, but either leave, some trace for yourself to find or alert someone in the scene before you interact with them.
Yeah, so we've got a little bit of an edge there for you.
Okay.
Jack.
When I see Allison fade out, I say, "Hey, girl, now that we can't see you, you think we should slash their tires so they can't get away from us? You can use your switchblade."
I tap your shoulder once.
That's one for yes, I believe.
And so, Jack, do you want to get out of the car? Are you arming yourself? Are you going to go slash some of their tires? Are you just kind of waiting more cautiously? Or do you have a baby on board Garfield in your hand, or just ready to?
Well, I was wondering if Allison was going to do it. I thought that's what I was asking, but apparently it's not. It looks like it's up to me. All right.
I can if I'm being
I need
sent.
the knife then, huh?
I said I can do the slashing if I'm being sent. Yeah, I can do it.
But that will break the thing, because you'll be aggressively affecting something out in the real world here.
Oh, it's gonna expose you.
Yeah. I'd like to keep it hidden until I'm ready to actually attack them.
All right, so maybe we don't slash the tires unless I use Garfield. Did mommy tell me that Garfield only has one charge to him?
You're pretty certain that's how these tokens work.
I might reserve that then.
Okay. So getting out of the car and kind of staying back a little bit, waiting,
Yeah.
kind of watching to see. Emily.
I say, oh, good, they're here. Let's get them. grab my spear and just start walking over. No one stops me.
Yeah. Emily gets out and starts walking deliberately towards the vans and the back door of this place.
Okay, wait. Gotta have a plan, right? Okay, and I'm gonna jump out. She will go around to the trunk. She will get out the most egregiously large mag light you have ever seen. Or at least that's what it looks like kind of out here in the parking lot under the lights. But as soon as she sort of steps closer to that van and that kind of whiff of the hedge goes over it, you can see what it really is. And it's like this big pole, but it's almost shaped like it's a yoke in some ways. And it has a lantern, like this big, heavy crockery lantern hanging from a short change on it. And the thing that's striking about it is at the bottom of the lantern is shaped kind of like up like this. And you'll see she kind of swings it up and it looks like she's putting the backlight on her back, almost like she has a holster. But in fact, she just sets that lantern on top of her head. And so she has her hands free. So it's like, and I mean, it's big. It's like a big crock is how it is. It's really strange. Let's put it this way. It looks unreal.
All right. So you're kind of trailing behind Emily. Emily is marching up. Allison is in the shadows. Jack is kind of trying to keep out of sight. So it feels to me like whatever is going to go off is going to be triggered by Emily taking their action, right?
Mhm.
Emily, do you want to do something to the vans, or do you just want to bash in this back door, or prise it open, or melt it, or something, and go in?
I think I guess first I'm going to gather burn or whatever it's called. Yeah,
Oh, yes.
channel and click.
Yep, that is a good call.
And I'm doing that with fear. I got a 9.
Okay, so you get 3 hold, and what is it you want as your cost here?
I'll mark clarity.
Okay, mark 2 boxes of clarity. Oh, does that take you over?
Yes.
Then here's the good news is you get to go and the tab that says CM data, there are clarity moves. So you get to take a clarity move right away. And you're a little shaken, like possibly when you go to do this, when you go to draw the power, something about the area like disturbs you. And you can feel there's some weirdness around here. So you actually kind of come up short, but you got that 3 hold. Relentless, you see Emily and then stop.
I kind of come up behind her because I'm doing something almost similar, where I'm actually going to come up and I'll raise my hand up like by the vans, and I'm essentially setting my huntsman to the drivers of these vans.
Okay.
So, and the thing is when I do that, I have to mark clarity, and it also will take me over.
Excellent.
So, there you go.
And you get to take a clarity move of your choice then.
Oh, goody.
Yeah.
Because all they are is taking down the clarity path faster.
Yeah.
So yes.
And I think one of the things is that hits both of you as you are close by this thing is the door to the back of this place isn't quite closed. It's like open, just a crack. And there is this smell that rolls out from this place that washes over both of you because you're close by, like when the wind shifts a little. And it is the smell of 50 some years of indoor cigarette smoke, consolidated and condensed. I don't know if any of you have been in any old building that has been like empty for a while that used to be a smoking place. it is that it rolls over you, and like you can feel yourself sticky with tar when it does.
Is that wet ashtray smell?
Oh yeah, and as soon as it hits you, you're like, this is never coming out of this clothing.
Is that how Mr. Pinch smells?
Yeah.
Oh, that's not good.
As I see Emily and Relentless both kind of pause or hesitate a
Uh-huh.
bit.
And I imagine that smells are visible to you.
Yeah, I can see the grotesqueness coming out of that back door. So I'm kind of wrinkling my nose as I approach them, but I say, you guys be ready to go in that back door if you can handle the smell. I think I might go in the front door and maybe provide a bit of a distraction for you so you can get the drop on them. What do you say? And if Allison, if you're around here somewhere listening, I don't know. Maybe you come in with me or you come in with them. I don't know. I'll leave that to you.
Yeah, I do have a plan for what Allison's going to do. It's going to be related to when they try to get away.
Yeah.
So I imagine that they're going to attempt to avoid getting caught.
So I think that certainly, Allison, you can speak if you need to your
Okay.
compatriots. Yeah, it's only like if you directly try to affect it would go. But yeah, so the two of you can head around to the front. I imagine that Emily, Relentless, you are kind of getting yourselves in position, waiting to bust your way in. So Jack, how are you doing this?
So Jack is sauntering in the front door.
Okay.
As if he were by himself, looking for questions. His compatriot.
Get that door open. I think that just by your very nature, this magical protection is not going to affect you.
Ah.
However, Allison, you will have to walk in through this miasma. I would like you to make an overcome roll.
Sure thing. Oh, and I'm going to pick one of my worst stats because this sounds like a miasma that requires a calm demeanor. Come. That's a -1 for me. Ooh, that's not great. That's a 4. The good thing is that gets me to 5 XP.
Absolutely. So you get 5 XP. Go ahead and mark your calm.
Okay.
And also mark your drained. Oh, no. Let's do one better. Don't mark drained. I want you to mark 2 clarity.
Ooh, that is better.
As like this gets in your lungs and you have to stop yourself from gagging at the smell of this. You kind of lose your way a little bit, and you realize that Jack has gotten a ways ahead of you. Jack, you're certain that Allison is with you, got your back.
I'm hopeful.
No problem.
No problem.
Yeah. I mean, no reason to look behind you because you wouldn't see me anyway.
You come in and you are kind of walk in through that open area. There's the outlines on the carpet where there used to be various like arcade machines and things like that. There's some broken bits, but there's that wide open, and you'll see that there are a set of 5 people who are standing there and like down by the bowling alley down one of those lanes, and they've got some bags, and you can see them like Morning Star and Mace kind of thing. You will see Questions So Loud, who kind of turns around with a sudden shock, and there are 3 people in masks. One's kind of a coppery mask, another one is white, and another one is black, and then a figure that has a more kind of gnarled look to it, like almost like a wooden fawn
Hmm.
who has that look of a huntsman, like that dress and that look. And like you walk in and they all turn and look, and questions so loud kind of puts his hands back to them to stop, and he goes, "Where are the other four members of your motley?"
Well, I didn't bring them with me. Questions. I was looking to talk to you. I have something to tell you about our common interest. I didn't know you would be visiting with folks.
They're they're just guests, and like he's clearly like they are like gesturing like simmer down, like don't necessarily need to do anything, calm down. uh and he's they're like so what's up?
Well, I'd love to have a word with you, maybe outside for a moment, where I could tell you this. I don't think this is for the ears of your friends, if you don't mind. And I think I'm using center of attention here
Okay,
on questions.
absolutely. So
I'll have to mark clarity.
yeah. Mark clarity, and I think that is like there is that for him, for them, there's that warping where you are the center of attention. Um, and you can see other four getting a little agitated, like what's going on. I think that delay will give you, Allison, enough time to get up behind Jack, despite your thing. Um, Relentless, Emily, when are you going? When is go time? You are muted.
Since we are listening with all of our thing, we can hear that sort of thing of where Jack invites questions so loud to step out. And as soon as we kind of hear the door behind Jack, like they're opening it back up to step outside, I think that's when we go
Yeah,
in.
he is it. So like Jack has probably stepped back, and you hear Jack like right now, questions aloud, their attention is on Jack, but maybe not like being drawn fully out. But yeah, you can use that as a signal. So Jack, you kind of walked up to the lobby. Questions kind of taking those short steps to get to sort of where you're at. Allison, you're nearby. Relentless, tell me, how do you kick off this moment here?
So in my durance, I specifically describe my thing as always carrying the lantern to push back the fog, to sweep the fog ahead and clear the path. And I think that's what she does, is when she steps in, she kind of picks the yoke up, and it's like a stick, and she picks the lantern up off of her head, she swings it in front of her. But what she's doing is invoking essentially a contract of the wind, of controlled wind, to push that. And essentially she is going to surround those people with their own effect for this moment, just to how should we say, I guess, to make it clear that I guess she's going to try to distract them that way, or pull them in that way, so
What are you rolling? What are you
there's
rolling
something
with that?
fearsome coming. So I think that makes sense that I roll with autumn.
Yeah.
This is fear.
You get to take the +1 ongoing to this.
Okay. Adding 3. So, in theory, I can't fail, but yeah, it's me rolling. So we'll see. So I'm rolling 2d6. I'm going to add 3 to it. So that gives me a 9.
That gives you a 9. So let me look here. I've put pictures of those characters in the NPC tab on the farthest column.
Then, I have to pick a blowback on this, right?
When you invoke a contract, so you're going to reshape the environment.
Mhm.
I think that the catch is that that you have to bring some of this smoke into you. And
Okay.
as I said, that the smell of this isn't going to leave your clothing. It isn't going to leave your skin or your hair for at least a week.
Ah. All right. I'm definitely going to need to talk to a counselor after this because
Yeah.
this is depressing.
Just
Okay.
whoosh, washes over, hits them. We will say that they are kind of pushed and off balance. These four hunts persons
Okay.
there. Emily, what do you want to do? Oh
Could
yes,
I-
Jack.
I
Yeah.
was just wondering whether I could support that
Oh
move.
yeah.
Since smells are kind of a specialty of mine,
Yeah.
whether I could I notice I can feel what Relentless is doing, and if I can try a support move to get her to 10.
Perfect. Let's have you do that.
All right, so I think it's a power move.
This feels like a power move.
And so that's a +2. Oh. It's a 9.
That is a 9. So yeah, you'll push it up to a 10. So what is the catch, Relentless?
I like your catch. I think what I'm going to do though is because I rolled a 10 plus, I'm going to mark a condition to take an additional effect on them.
Okay.
Okay. So essentially what it is I can, let's see here. I'm going to say I take an ongoing +1. Well, that would be a +2 against them. So that's goofy.
You can take a hold of something.
Something vulnerable or exposed.
Like you see there's a sword there.
Oh, I can make sure they don't have it anyway.
Yeah, that like they're packing up their weapons and they very clearly have this blade.
That's special. Oh, yes, I will grab up that sword.
Okay. And you'll kind of push them in a way, and that sword will go, flying up over towards you. Emily, you see this whoosh. Oh God, this smell! But then it's pushed away from you, and you see these four figures kind of staggering, and then this blade comes whipping over towards Relentless, Return of the King style. What do you do?
If I can, I'm going to spend all 3 hold to inflict 3 harm on one of the huntsmen.
Absolutely. Which one do you drop?
The biggest one.
Okay.
The huntsman? Awesome.
Yeah, what does that look like when you let loose into the chief of these chainers, the guy who was going for the sword? What do we see happen in just a flash of a moment here?
I think just sort of like stretch my arms out and then just like brilliant lightning sort of like connecting us is just, electrocuting. Yeah.
Has a little bit of force lightning look, and this guy just, falls back, probably slides along the lane there, and is smoldering. He's clearly made of wood. And so there's probably just like burnt scorch marks on him, and he is dropped. Allison.
Oh, thank you. So ultimately my effect is going to be invoking the contract, but what I would like to do, I imagine one of these guys goes down, somebody else might try to bolt, and suddenly the whole room goes dark.
Ooh.
And if I'm assuming somebody does try to run, as they try to run, they find the shape of the room no longer matches the shape that they would expect of a bowling alley, very open spaces. There are walls where they didn't expect there to be walls. If anyone has played Control, it is very much that kind of shifting Escher-esque environment that eventually confines them. Or at least I hope it does.
Let's have you invoke a contract. What do you want to roll that with?
I would like to roll that with fear, and I am also using, whoops, there we go. I'm using my Haunt the Darkness when you terrorize someone from the shadows. take
Yeah, I'll
one
give you the
forward.
+1 for that. Yeah.
Okay, so that's gonna be a +3. Shifting walls. Oh my gosh. Dang, that is. Did it get my? Oh wait, hold on a second. 2 + 3.
Yeah, that
Did it
looks.
not include the? Oh yeah.
Yeah,
It's a
that's
1
it.
and a 1. Whoop.
So I
And I
think.
also have to mark clarity for doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that takes me to 5 clarity.
So
Oh no.
yeah, you're going to get to take a clarity move because
Yeah.
whenever you mark clarity, you actually mark 2, so that's filled. I think that you will do that with that. Starting to change that darkness, and I think you will see a blazing light, and you will see fire kind of roiling out of that black mask, and it tears through those shadows over to where you're at, and you will see this fairest black mask. You see his hands turned into the dragon's talons.
Ooh.
And he has torn through that, and he has knocked you down, and he is standing over you, raising up those claws. Why don't you also, what did you roll with?
I rolled with fear.
Then please mark your fear.
Yeah. Doing that.
Now you can always mark drained instead of marking one of your moods if you want to protect a particular mood.
No, I'm gonna keep taking that. But if I have somebody coming at me, as they say, with jaws that bite and claws that catch, and I've got my little Vorpal switchblade,
Oh yeah,
I think
Take a
I have
flag.
to use it.
yeah. We'll come back to you, Vorpal Blade versus Jabberwocky Fairest here. So Jack, you see that you help with the miasma, and then you see this darkness form, and then this Fairest comes over the lanes, over the banister, up. And then you see Allison appear, and this figure standing over her. But there's 2 other guys over there, and they're a little off balance.
Mm-hmm. So,
And Question So Loud is there too.
the question so loud is there too. Enraptured with me, but maybe not anymore because of the violence. I might have broken my spell.
Yeah, not yet, but it will.
It will. Yeah.
What are you gonna do?
So when Relentless created the magic that surrounded, it's in the vicinity of those 2 that are still
they're still
right?
still kind of being affected by this ward.
Yeah, so I think Jack's going to build on that and invoke contract to infuse that nasty tobacco smoke smell, rancid, decades old tobacco smoke smell with deadly belladonna.
Okay, so rather than invoke contract, I think that
Or is that
we're gonna
conflict?
We'll do this at conflict. This feels like it's within your range, and
Mhm.
because you've already set this up, I think that makes sense to turn it into an attack.
Mhm. Okay.
What do you want to roll with?
I think I'll roll with power on this
Okay.
one. And so I
Which
guess
one are you targeting? There is the one in the gold mask is moving in that way that tells you that it's an elemental of some kind.
Mm-hmm.
And the one that's in the white mask is reaching over and picking up a bowling ball like it's a
Gonna toss
baseball.
it.
It's an ogre.
Okay, let's go for the elemental.
Okay.
And oh no, I got a 1 and a 2. I hit a 5. That didn't work. Oh, I advance a level.
The good news is
The good news is I advance a level.
And I think that's the thing. You start to do that, and the ogre shoves the other one out of the way and does turn and flings this bowling ball at you
Yikes.
full tilt. So you are going to mark your mood that you rolled with.
That was power. Yeah.
Okay, so mark that, and I think you're kind of knocked down by that. Does that seem fair? Crashing, like it hits. Where does it hit you? I mean, it doesn't hit you like full on, but where does it clip you?
It clips me along the shoulder
Okay, just
and knocks me way back, more backwards and down on my ass.
yeah. And question that will not question so loud out of his thing. And you see like his immediate reaction when that happens is he looks towards the doors that Emily and Relentless are coming through and starts kind of using his power to kind of flit over towards it. Like he really wants to get out that way.
Mm-hmm.
Even though there's two of them there, that's the way he wants to go. Relentless. You see that this little ogre throws a bowling ball and knocks Jack down.
Yeah, there's this thing. I have this lantern and it's got these cool light powers. It's got these cool wind powers. But I think I'm just going to crack that ogre over the head with the lantern.
Okay. So running up and conflicting.
I think so. Well, it's a good question. Yeah, no, I think that makes sense. At this moment, that would be my thing. I think Emily's going to have to be the more tactical fighter in this because I'm kind of defensive about
Okay.
Jack. Okay, so, sorry, the cat is in the way. So
I know.
I'm rolling. I guess I'll just keep rolling autumn until I screw it up. So
That sounds like a plan.
okay, so here we go. So I'm rolling that and adding 3. So there's 4, but with 3 added to it, it makes it a 7. So I still
Okay.
like, okay.
So when you conflict on a 7 to 9, you get to pick 2 of those items.
Okay. I am sorry, switching over that. So this conflict. Okay. Let's see here.
You can pick an item twice if you want the same one twice.
Okay. Let's see here. Can I inflict harm twice? Will that take them out?
It won't drop them, but it will like they will be staggered and really rethinking their life choices if you do that.
I think that seems like a good choice.
So what does that look like?
Um,
This wolf masked little petite ogre as you come flying over.
yeah, very cute. But I think that for a moment, I go, oh, how cute, wham. And it is, I think that what it looks like is, because it's so dark in here, I mean, even though Allison's walls have been dispersed by this other Ferris, the thing is the darkness. So essentially what you see is this lantern. You see the light of the lantern coming through, and then this arc, and it's like, it almost looks like a blade of light, like a big falchion of light, just from the swinging of it. And it just kind of, say, the bottom of the lantern kind of has this, like it's drawn to the top of a head, and it kind of hits the ogre right at the top of its head. It's just like pure, just knocking them dizzy.
Yeah, cracks. Probably when you hit them, the floor gives. Like cracks through the knocked back. The bench there shatters under them, and they are their bell has been rung.
But,
Emily,
West no bell.
yeah. Emily, right now there is a figure standing over Allison. There is another figure in a copper mask who's kind of turning your way. And in the corner of your eye, you can see Questions So Loud kind of like moving quietly along the side, trying to stay out of sight. What do you want to do?
I want to go after Questions So Loud.
Okay. Tell me what that looks like.
I just heft my spear and charge in for the stabby.
All right. Then let's have you roll conflict. What do you want to roll that with? What is driving you now?
I think it's anger.
Oh, that does feel right.
8.
8. So you get to pick 2 from the list.
I'm gonna inflict harm twice.
Okay. So you rush up and jab them like whoop, whoop with this hedge spear. And I do think that that question like grabs the spear the second time it hits into him, and he will let loose with this volcanic fire. You're going to need to mark one of your moods or mark drained, and you get to pick which one, because that's the reprisal. This and I forgot to mention that you didn't avoid harm, so you will also suffer harm. Relentless.
Oh, awesome. So mark fear, because I can ease that for you all in a moment. So if you have to mark something, and yeah, so I would suggest you do fear, because I will, when my turn comes around, I will declare those. Okay.
And like he grabs onto this and he puts his hand up after he like kind of burns you, Emily, and he goes, "Don't kill me, don't kill me, don't kill me, don't kill me. You'll never know where your 5th is." Allison.
Yeah.
It's draconic, flames licking out. You know how these Ferris are. That these are those the warrior princes of the fairest.
So he made one very big mistake, which was pinning me with a claw, because I took the Bedlam Clarity move, which allows me to touch a target temporarily to place him in a specific emotional state. And that emotional state I put him in is calm and trust, just to get him off me just enough that Snickers snack I can take a swipe at his throat with my Vorpal Switchblade.
All right. Then I tell you what, because there's no roll for that. You just mark the clarity. What does it look like when you do that? Like what's the on-screen visible moment that tells us that you've done something to them?
So like I close my eyes and take a deep breath in and deep breath out. And Allison mentally, she's just learning that she has this clarity power. She's just gotten it. She's just trying to like calm herself and prepare herself for death. But instead of the bite coming, right in matched rhythm with her, this Ferris takes that same deep breath in and deep breath out and just releases that grip just a little bit.
You may make a conflict move.
Okay.
And what I'm going to say is the effect of the calm here is that the avoid reprisals is sort of automatically in play.
Okay. So I'm going to roll with anger. Oh, if somebody could help me. That's a 6.
I can help you. I can
Jax,
always-
yeah, you're over with your foe.
Okay,
right
I just
now.
have that ability, that's all.
Oh, that's
But
right. Do
cool.
you want to spend that to do that?
Yeah, I think so. And I think that I just moved through because you were the other one that was knocked through, and I probably just kind of grab his hair up, like hold him in place, so you can, as soon as I see your blade.
I will tell you what, you don't even need to roll the comfort and support if you're burning your move to do that.
Okay.
So that becomes a 7. So what do you want as your effects, Allison, on this one?
I'd like to inflict harm and trying to decide between avoiding reprisals and
Nope, that's
exposing-
already done. You've calmed him.
Okay.
He's
Oh.
not going to strike back.
Excellent. And I'd like to create an opportunity for my allies, and we just have this be just like, I think it's gonna be a really, really bloody beheading for just a switchblade doing it.
Yeah, you cut him in the throat. He's not down, but the blood spray certainly like breaks him out of his calm, and suddenly there's this spray in the air. Coppery
Light goes
smell.
red from the lantern.
Yeah.
So that blood in front of it.
Yeah, if it can distract that one remaining guy enough that somebody can get a clean shot in,
Yeah,
that'd be great.
He is seeing that blood go up, and I think that the copper mask guy is making a break for it. Jack, what do you do?
So Jack is on the ground on his
Yeah.
backside, but he can see some things that are going on from the backside. So he's just up like this, seeing what happened, and his shoulder hurts quite a bit.
That
So he's-
draconic is there gripping his neck. His back is right to you.
His back is right to me, yeah. So Jack actually does carry a weapon. He hasn't told anybody this, but it's a stiletto, his thorn, and so he's gonna try to stick it in the kidney of this of this dude.
With that opportunity, as long as you don't roll a miss, you can take him down.
Wow.
What are you rolling this with?
Ominous roll. Ominous. Let's say, well, I can't roll with power anymore. Oh, since I'm not under direct threat from this guy, I think I could use calm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Precision. You've got a little bit of space. There's also that sort of wafting calm in the air from Allison.
Right. I'm still working on that. Yeah. All right. Let's see what happens. A 10.
What does that look like when you drop this dragon prince?
Dragon Prince. I hate Ferris. Jesus.
Yes.
I should have gotten a +1 for that. Yeah, don't turn your back on Jack. Yeah, it's from below. He's still on the ground, and he just whips the stiletto out of his boot and drives it up into this guy's kidney, and so there's blood spraying out of this guy's throat, and he just howls and falls straight backwards. Boom.
Crashes down there and doesn't move once
Off
he
your
hits
lap.
the ground. Yeah.
Into my lap.
Does the PbtA there? Okay. But yeah, he is dropped. Relentless. You see, Emily has caught questions so loud. The elemental is making a break for the doors. The ogre is getting up, and also looks like they are looking to make a break for it.
Okay, so I think that what I will do is, hey, I have the ability once per session, I can clear everyone's fear if they have it marked.
And
So-
what do you do to do that? Like, what do you do?
I think that I have the lantern and I sort of swing it and I go, we have the momentum, and she's like laughing. And it's that sort of thing of, I think she probably like takes a run and like she's going after the ogre, but then she veers over and goes after the elemental. But she like tries to like, scare the ogre back a little bit just to give him pause, if that makes any sense.
Absolutely. Let's have you. Everybody can clear your fear if you have it marked. And what is it you want to try and do to this elemental?
What kind of elemental is it? Can I tell?
It's a rust. elemental.
Hmm.
You can see the decay and the redness under there, and there's that sort of rust particles in the air as he's booking it.
Okay. And I don't really have any particular fear about that since my lantern is ceramic. And I think, yeah, I do think that I will just come up behind him and clock him with the lantern. And I kind of go, oh, not so fast.
Let's see how your conflict turns out.
Okay. Here we go. And of course, we'll roll this. So I'm rolling and adding 3. So I'm adding 3 to 8, which gives me an 11.
You get to pick 3 from the list.
Harm.
Okay.
Or no, harm, because then we can take him back, right?
Right.
So harm to catch him. And then
not take any damage.
Yeah, not take any damage. Sounds great.
So you will clock him. Like what catches him to kind of knock him on his ass?
I think the thing is that I actually swing the lantern low, and it's like just as he's picking his foot up, it kind of like catches his foot in the sort of openings of the lantern. And then as I pull it up, his foot is still caught in the lantern as it comes up.
Comes crashing to the ground.
Comes down on his chin.
Emily, back to you. Questions trying to keep you from stabbing.
I menace them with my spear and yell, "Speak or die!"
All right.
I think I'm probably rolling conflict with anger again.
Yeah.
6. Anyone want to help?
Can I?
How would you help?
I've been running by, so I think, let's see here. You're just trying to scare them?
Get answers out of them. They said something about we'll never learn about the 5th if we kill them, and I just want to know what that is.
Okay, and I think that what it is I go by, I will leave this perfect arc of light right behind you, so that it's just really terrifying to see.
Comfort and support.
All right, here we go. So I will use fear again. I'm going to add 3. So that gives me an 8.
Okay. So assuming that you're asking for no reprisals and you want to get something from him.
Yes.
He says a name. What seeming is the 5th member of your motley that you don't remember until now? It's a beast, wizened, another ogre, elemental, fairest, darkling.
Another ogre sounds fun.
Okay, so Allison, what is the name of this ogre that he shouts out?
Of course, there's a part of me that was wishing that it was going to be our beast that had to drop the game. Wow. So an ogre. If somebody else has an idea, because typically when it comes to names, I end up going online and it takes me a while to come up with names.
Sherry, do you have an ogre name? Because you're an ogre.
I know, and I love ogres. No, I don't. Hold on a second, though. Well, if Jack has one.
Jack, do you have an ogre name?
I have.
The only word I'm coming up with is trouble.
Trouble. Okay, so it's an ogre named Trouble. Sherry, what kind of ogre was it? What were they? What is it now that you suddenly remember? What were they like? Like, they're
Oh.
all different kinds of ogres.
Yeah, I think that I think there were like one that like pulled heavy loads, kind of like the one of the beasts, but so they did have like the ram horns and everything, but they were just, yeah, I think like that they, I'm trying to think. Yeah, they had big horns,
Okay.
came back, and they and their shoulders were like tremendously wide and broad.
They really
Yeah.
like Dragon Age. They like
Oh,
to
yeah.
to play it, that because that was in it. Remember that,
Mhm.
Allison? Now that you remember Trouble, now you remember this ogre. How was it that Trouble helped save you from the hedge? Because they were in your durance too.
Yeah. I think that I had been caught up in spinning Ginny's web, like very literally. And Trouble being as large and as strong as he was, basically just dragged the whole web out of the durance.
Nice.
Didn't cut me free, just like grabbed in like the trees that it was tied to, just got ripped out by their roots and carried me, the trees, the web, everything, until I woke up in my own bed.
And so we've got these huntsmen who are out, some of them permanently out, blood coming out of Questions So Loud, others unconscious. I think just before we take the break, and we'll come back on this scene, I think you can see that door is kind of hanging open that Emily and Relentless came through. And I think you'll see a glow from the van, from the side of the van, from that sliding door on that van. And you can see that that's what they were going for. That was their hedge door. Is that painting, is that van door on the side. So we will take 5 just for a quick bio break, and then we will come back. the most up and down rolls you all have.
I feel like
Like-
it's good for a climactic
Yeah.
scene though.
So let's talk a little meta here. What I'd like to do is a scene sort of in the aftermath so you guys can talk and interact and follow up with this. And then I know that Vince has asked for kind of a group therapy scene, have a chance to kind of do that. So I'd like to do that. And then we can figure out, if there's anything else you want to do and where, where we go before we kind of step off for the epilogues, whether that's we see you all going into the hedge, or we see one of you going to the hedge, or we see some of you doing something else. So that's kind of the meta structure that I'd like to take for this last hour that we have. Does that sound okay? So I think we take up the, even with that miasma gone, this bowling alley still smells terrible, like an ashtray from has piled up and gotten wet and then not been cleaned. And Question So Loud is bandaged up, and you have that blade, and you have
Oh, yeah. This
you
thing.
have that van outside. One of the two is magically infused, and you've got one dead huntsman and two dead huntsmen, and the other two are alive but injured. So when we come in from this, after this revelation, after having, taken these folks out, Jack, what do we see you doing? What are you thinking? What are you saying?
I think Jack is really impacted by the news about trouble, and that so he's kind of looking downtrodden, like really sorrowful, like that he'd forgotten trouble, and that trouble was gone, and we don't know where he is or what happened to him. Um, he's relieved at the end of the conflict, but and his logical brain is telling him we need to send a cleanup crew in here to to deal with these folks. So he's got his phone out, but he's just kind of staring off into space, and maybe there's some tears for Jack at this point.
And Allison, what about you? What do we see you doing?
Well, took a second to unmute. So I think Allison like stands up, just wrings the blood out of her shirt. And as she does that, she gets a glance at her watch and realizes that they're not going to have time to get fully cleaned up before this therapy session starts.
Yeah, how bad is it?
It's pretty bad.
Okay.
Like, I mean, that was a knife cut to the throat of somebody directly above me.
Yeah.
It's pretty bad, and we also all smell like cigarette smoke.
Oh yeah. You smell like you had a backroom barroom brawl and then rolled around in ashtrays. So yeah. What about you, Emily? What's your reaction? What's your take? You stabbed a dude a couple of times and almost killed them.
I'm fine with that.
Okay. I'm good with that. Good.
I'm not fine with apparently having an entire Motley member removed from my memory. So I think I'm just sort of like trying, like, I don't know, probably pulled out like a notes app or something. And I'm just trying to force myself to remember as much as possible and write it all down.
Nice. So we see you getting that track, keeping that track for yourself. And what about you, Relentless?
I do think that she goes out to the vans and essentially tries to get in to see if like anyone is in there, that they've like tossed them into there.
Roll me a fortune die.
Oh boy. 1d6?
Yeah.
Okay. And I gotta hit control and this particular slash thing. Does that work?
In the roller?
Yeah. To get it to roll a 1d6. There we go.
3. I think that you will see spinning Jenny's stuff there. And she's clearly been wrapped up in whatever chains they use. But she's the only one that's there.
Okay.
You can tell the others have been sent through.
All right. So I'm just talking to her. I'm like trying to be like really calming. I'm like, okay, we're gonna get you unchained here. Right? It's okay. And I said, I know Allison was a jerk to you, but that's okay. In the end, she was the one leading the charge. And I will get those chains off of her.
Allison, what do you say to the group to kind of get them to go to this meeting? Like, you want to do it. Like, you think it's, you know, it's important to you.
Okay. So I've been asked if Dr. M is one of us. She's not. She's something. I don't know what she is. What I do know is that we have friends who need our help. And we have enemies that apparently we've already helped. So you know, good work getting Spinning Jenny out. But we owe it to the Prince of Summer, whoever he might be. We owe it to Trouble. And I think if we head through that van door, they'll be expecting us. But if we come back into the hedge on our own terms, I feel confident that these people that need us, that aren't going to be able to get out without us, they're in Fear's palace, and we have the key.
Why do you think they would be expecting us to go through that door? They don't know that their people are gone.
Well, they're expecting their chainers to come through. They should be waiting for the. I just want my
Exactly.
scene.
Oh no, we can have the scene. That's no. Oh, sorry. I mean,
Yeah. Yeah. Out of character. It's
Yeah.
I've just been wanting to frame that specific scene, and it's okay if we've been provided a gate to.
Well, I think
get there.
there's a difference between the gate and this will get you closer to the palace to be able to open it. Since this is not going to enter into the palace.
Yeah, I think we can get a more direct route. It's frightening, and I want you all to be strong. Dr. M is very good at what she does, but what she does is not therapy.
okay. Well, why don't we go and drop everyone off at the Winter Court? They seem to be the one who's doing the sorting. Thanks, Jack. And then we'll head on over to not get therapy.
Jack, can you call ahead and see if they can have the spare set of clothes for us?
Yeah, I'll see what I can do. Let me just. I'll call Avery. He's real good at that kind of stuff. Might not be fancy clothes, but it'll be clothes that don't have blood all over them.
The step up in fanciness.
And Avery answers, yeah. Hey.
Hey, Avery, hon, We just been in a dust up with some folks, and we're pretty distraught, and we need to drop these folks back by the winter court. If you could
Oh,
let the
Yeah,
big
yeah,
guy know.
I will do that. Yes, absolutely.
And possibly, Avery, could you round up some clothes for us? That it doesn't have to be nothing fancy, but what we're wearing is kind of gruesome right now. It'd be a big favor to me.
Are your clothes dirty?
Very dirty.
Then yes, yes,
You're
yes.
very good with washing
This is
clothes,
my
I know.
time. This is my time. Yes, come. I will show you what I can do.
I know you can. I know you can, Avery. I have faith in you. And while you wash them, maybe if you can find some dry clothes for us, that would be great in the meantime.
Don't worry. Don't worry.
Okay. We're coming. We'll see you very soon, presently.
And I think we see you also give them information about what the place to clean up. They'll send people here to deal with this, and you can drive this sweet van over to the winter court with these people in tow.
So do we have like two vans and then my car, so a little convoy?
Yeah, you could do it that way. Yeah,
Convoy.
couple of sweet vans. Who this just for visual, so I know who's driving the vans.
I'm in no state of mind to drive. Allison, you seem to have it together. You drive. Can you reach the pedals?
Barely. I usually, I think, reach into the shadows again to get some like creeper shoes.
Okay.
Just like 3-inch soles to them. Just make sure I can get down to the pedals.
Emily, can you drive?
No, I never got the license.
Okay. So I think you.
Wait a minute. He asked if you can drive. You never got the license, but that doesn't mean you can't drive.
I'm sorry. Technically, I have a fake ID, but I've never went to driver's ed.
So you leave behind one sweet van, take the other sweet van with the hedge gate and your car, and head over to the winter holding there. And I think when you get there, Avery is outside waiting for you. He never wears a shirt. And he's waiting for you. He says, come on, and he'll look at you as you kind of bring these people in, and he's clearly, wants you to get the people in, and stuff. But then he will go, turn to you, Allison. May I?
May you?
Oh, just say yes, Allison. It'll be good. You'll see.
And he steps forward and he grabs you and he hugs you to him. And you will feel this water sort of rush and wash you down wet against his kind of wet skin there. And you'll feel all of that gore and blood and everything kind of wash out. I don't know if you've ever been out in the rain that's so hard that you're kind of breathing in the water. It's a little bit like that. And it'll wash all of your clothes away, and then the water is gone and you're dry.
Okay.
Who's next?
Oh, that would be me.
I think I'm almost pushing you out of the way this time.
I got covered in blood. I need myself a big wet hug.
Oh, absolutely. Comes over you, gives you a solid embrace there. You definitely see that your good friend Ashwine is kind of standing by. He's rolling his eyes at all this water, clean stuff, like, ugh. But yeah, he can get all of you clean, smell included.
Jack feels all dewy.
It's good because I have a lot of hair. That's would have been a problem.
He does come over to you. Emily is like,
I'm electric. Would this work?
No, no, I better not. Better not stuff. I do have a hose out back,
I'll
or I
try
can
the
get you,
hose.
or I can just get you other clothes.
Maybe just other clothes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they'll dig around for some extra clothes. I believe Allison put a picture of the replacement clothes
No, where?
in the chat there. Oh yeah,
Awesome.
so you've got the UC Santa Cruz shirts effectively. The Prince of Winter will kind of make you slow down, stop. You know, you're looking at the time, Allison, but he's like, just a quick. I know you have to go. Just a quick explanation. He kind of has you narrate a little bit of what went on. It's like, okay.
I found this. And I'll give him the sword. I mean, what should I do with it?
Yeah, why don't you just set it on that table so that not touch it as much as that.
Oh, well, whatever. And she will go over. I think when she got it, it like sort of came at her like sort of magically, didn't it? So she never truly handled it per se.
Right.
So I guess she gets it and she's like, and yeah, she'll probably do something fairly awkward to get it onto the table without really touching it.
Okay. Thank you. We will secure that. And then he looks, all right, you all seem antsy, you can go.
Thank you, sire.
Thank you, Your Highness.
And
We'll be
he
in
does
touch.
as you go to leave, probably puts out his arm, touches your shoulder, Jack, and says, well done.
Thank you, sir. I'll be in touch.
And I think we cut from there to an office. And you are all seated there in this very nice, kind of upscale therapy office. I can't remember. Do you have a picture of Dr. M?
Yeah, it's Sandra O
That's
is
right.
Dr. M. Do you want me to go into some of the details of how she
Yeah,
differs?
yeah. Since this is an old character of yours, before we move forward.
So it's her office. It's very modern. It's very stark, bright white light, and the decorations that just kind of establish just the sort of great therapist that she is. She has a collection of shadow boxes, and these shadow boxes, they each hold at first you see things that are very stereotypical of fear. So there's a shadow box with a tarantula in it. There's a shadow box with a snake in it. But as you continue along, we each find, it's perhaps she has a whole closet full of these. And as she knows just who's going to be visiting, there's something that's very personal that sparks fear. So there's a shadow box intended for Allison that has a porcelain doll inside of it. And I'll let anyone else suggest any others that might be on display for them, as if she knew you were coming.
It's one with just really foggy glass.
No caterpillars for me.
Okay. Yeah.
Probably a grandfather clock for Emily.
Yeah. So she says, there's less fear in the four of you than I would have expected.
Oh, you have a talent for bringing it out.
But I mean, when I spoke to you on the phone, I had a distinct sense of something desperate?
We have had a triumph in the meantime.
We've made some progress.
I'm still very desperate.
Why are you desperate? Turns to you, kind of faces. What is it that troubles you?
A coworker is in a very dangerous situation.
Can we
And
cut to the chase?
if you wish, you've
Yeah.
played around these things before, but I think we have an understanding.
Okay, I'd like you to put us under, like right away.
To what end?
Whatever. We need to check in on some friends, and I think the best path forward is just some good deep hypnosis. I know it's a talent of yours.
What is it you want, Allison?
I want to know that my friends are safe, and if they're not, I want to make them safe. And
And-
until that happens, I'm not going to feel safe myself.
And why do you think hypnosis will help?
I need a sense of clarity.
Here is what I want you to do. And if you do this, then I will help all of you to center yourselves for what comes next. I need you to give me and the others who are here a truthful secret. Let's have you go last, Allison. Relentless, was it? Do you want to say something?
I know my brother is my brother. But I also know that if he were a fetch, I still would cling to him.
May clear your sorrow. Emily, was it?
Yes.
Do you have something you'd like to share with the group?
I'm pretty sure my fetch is better at living my life than I am.
And how does that make you feel?
Bad?
How do you think he feels about it?
Well, she also feels bad because she knows she's not real, but also she's better at doing our life than I am. So what does that mean say about me?
Have you asked her how she feels about it?
No, I don't want to hear her answer.
You may clear your sorrow. Jack, that is a lovely scent you're wearing. What is that?
It's the scent of gardenias in the springtime. I'm feeling a sweet reminiscence. I feel so sorrowful about forgetting about trouble. The truth is, I loved him. And yet this glamour, whatever it was, robbed me of all my memories of him. And they're slowly coming back now. And I thought I loved somebody else, but it was all an illusion. And I don't know what to think. But as the memories come back about me in trouble, I just feel sweet, sweet nostalgia for him. And he could be gone, he could be lost. I don't know where he is. I don't know if he's even alive. And I wonder if we can follow the trail of our memories of him back to wherever he is right now.
Feels
That's
like
where I am.
progress. Yeah. Allison.
I know exactly how trouble feels. I've been struggling to fill a void these past couple of years, and I'm never going to be able to fill it because my brother is never going to remember me for who I am. He thinks that I'm gone, he thinks that I'm dead, and nothing seems to be able to break through to that. So I know how trouble is feeling right now, feeling that we've forgotten him and there's no way back.
Why does he feel that way? Is it because you're his family?
We've been there for him, or we have in the past been there for him in a way that nobody else among our kind has. And I can imagine just how abandoned he feels. That I don't know how long he's been gone, but knowing the way that where he is now operates, it is likely felt like lifetimes upon lifetimes, and no one has come to show that they care.
But
Jack
I
is crying
noticed-
quietly.
I noticed that you still can't bring yourself to say that this is your family.
I think you're the only family that I have, and I have to come to terms with that.
That feels like progress as well. Why don't you clear your calm? I've lifted some of your burdens. That's what I can do. The rest is up to you. You're venturing where my kind don't go.
I think I know it's going to be a dangerous journey for us. You've helped prepare us at least a little bit.
Excellent. So I think we cut to maybe out in the parking lot. Still a little bit of drizzle, that sort of now it's nighttime. Sound of the cars on the highway off in the distance. The by your will, by your imagining, I think we see that the picture on the side of the van has shifted. And I think, Allison, you can see the space, but in the background, you can see the gates of Fear's Palace. You can see the tiny keyhole in the distance. And I think you know that can step through the walk of leagues if you all are prepared.
And I extend a hand out to Relentless. I say, don't be afraid, everybody. I've been here before. I know the way.
Relentless, what do you say? And then we come to Jack.
We have to come back. I have people here. We have friends here. They tie us back here too. They may not be family like our Molly, but these are, and she sort of turns back and she goes, this is a community that accepts us. And you can see that she's kind of like looking at it and she's trying to like memorize the place of this, like that, so she can find it. It's almost like it's this self-ritual that she's doing.
Okay. Jack?
Jack is staring into the image on the van at the Fierce Palace, and he says, now I don't know if this is a fantasy or what, but I can feel trouble. I have faith he's alive. I can feel him. I think I could find him. I can feel his heart. So if Allison, you can lead us through this palace, I think maybe I can lead us to trouble.
Emily, what do you say?
All right, let's get him back.
And let's move to epilogues.
And my final words are just "O frab juste kalu kale" as we step into the hedge.
So the epilogue, it can be of what happens in the hedge. It can be of the after. It can be whatever. But this is a fragment, a scene of you in the epilogue. Obviously some connection to the others, but I want to get a sense of where you think you end up. Allison, this is your realm. This is your place. So I'm going to start with you.
Okay, I think we enter into, like, Fear's Palace, as we've established, is a ever-shifting realm, but when we come in with this clear sense of purpose, as we do, it shifts in our direction. And I think it's that sense of focus, that we're here for one thing, and it's get in, it's get out. That those distractions, those fears that we have in our life don't pull our focus away. They're crying out to us at all times, but the walls shape and they lead us right through, and they lead us right back out.
So that is my question. Do you make it out, Allison?
I do, but I think I only do because we're making a daisy chain the whole way through. And I think I grip Relentless's hand so hard, and dig my fingernails deep into her palm and draw blood, just because I don't want to get lost in here.
Emily, what is your epilogue? Either in the course of that travel or afterwards with your fetch? What is it that we see for your epilogue?
She's like back on Earth with her fetch. Probably borrowing the fetch's washing machine to do some laundry.
Kind of rolling her eyes. But I think the thing is that, of course, she's like, yeah, but let me do it this time. Like worried about how much damage you could potentially do. But it's more companionable maybe than it
Yeah.
was before. Relentless. What is your epilogue?
I think it is like back, and it's mostly like we're in a restaurant, but you don't see Relentless or Emily. What you see is the mirror that's kind of by their table, and you see the reflections in it, and you see two people, a guy who looks a lot like Relentless, at least in her human form, but he's taller, broader. He's a good-looking guy, but that he only looks that way in the mirror, of course, because and then there's someone who looks like Emily's sister. Like they look so much alike, but she's older. And there's some other people there, but it's mostly you kind of see what must be Relentless sort of watching Emily's sister and her brother talking, and you could tell that she's like, are they getting along? I hope they're getting along.
So a little bit of matchmaking to
it was
to
the
their-
whole fix up that I got Emily to agree to.
And Jack, what about you? What is your epilogue?
So the camera opens on a graveyard in early morning, and it's misty. And you see Jack standing in front of a grave. And you see the headstone. The camera turns on the headstone, and it says John Wallace Sorrell, 1923 to 2021. And Jack puts out his hand, and the entire gravesite just blossoms with flowers, as if the flowers were just bursting out of the grave. And then you see a hand on Jack's shoulder. And he turns around and he looks, and there's this large, ogre-looking, horned guy who goes and he gives Jack a kiss on the cheek and pushes away one of his tears. That's the epilogue.
Nice. Very nice. And that's our game. Thank you all very much. I am sorry that we missed a session there. I ended up canceling 3 different games that week. So it was not great.
I'm glad you're feeling better.
I think I'm much better. I would like to do a quick stars, to talk about things you liked, wishes if you want to throw in anything like the would like to have seen more, or things like that. I'm open to that. If you guys are okay with that, just want to check. Okay. Vince, I'm going to do that same order I just did.
Okay. Yeah, I really enjoyed this whole campaign. Like I found it really, really satisfying. I do wish we had gotten in that one more session. But yeah, like great scenes and great interaction with everybody. I was a little bit bummed to be the first one to go with epilogues. I want to leave with like one last image that I think is important to Allison, which is it's the end of fall. Sorry, the end of summer, and the season's about to turn over into fall, and no longer midsummer, but it having been summer. The final performance of her older brother's Nick Bottom in Midsummer Night's Dream is occurring, and we just get a glimpse of his dressing room while the performance is going on, and we see in there there's a bouquet of beautiful flowers that have been wrapped around a walking stick, with a half-eaten like takeout container of pancakes, and a note that says, "Just in case you do break a leg."
Nice. That's a good bookend for that.
Yeah.
Any other stars you want to throw? Anything?
I mean, just broad, nothing specific, but just thank you everybody. It's my first Gauntlet game in like about 3 years, so it
Yeah.
was a good
Yeah. When you
reintroduction
made
to-
it, your doctor character, that was before she was on Killing Eve. Like,
no, it was
or was it
right
just
around
season
Killing Eve
one?
time.
Okay.
Yeah, I
All
think it
right.
was season
Yeah.
1 time.
Long time ago.
Yeah.
Kyle, stars, thoughts, wishes, anything?
Yeah, it's a fun game for sure, and I really enjoy just playing with you all. Wishes, I don't know if this isn't a problem exactly, but there's like a lot of it.
Yeah.
I get that you're trying to adapt like a
It is.
whole world of yeah.
It is a hot mess. It is a hot mess of a game. Like, this adaptation is got way too much stuff in it, and at some point I'm going to have to cry and cut some stuff out. But yeah, I think you're absolutely right. Yeah, there's a lot. So that is absolutely fair observation. Anything else you want to say? Okay, Sherry.
And I will say it's a hot mess, and I do sort of love kind of riffling through it and finding loose pieces and putting them together and going, ha, character. So I really do enjoy the messiness of it in my own weird way. So I will not be any help when you get to the point
Yeah.
that it comes to doing some edits on this. But I loved this character so much, and yeah, I would love to play more of this. And I always think like playing just a month of this, anything less than a quarterly always feels like it's just enough for heartbreak. So that is, but I enjoyed this immensely, and the characters were all fabulous, and it was a joy playing with all of them. So, and I'm so glad, Kyle, that you hopped in on that second thing you came in, because you came in strong. So it was wondrous and good.
Awesome. Jose, I'm going to give you last word.
Wow, no, it's been a wonderful ride. And when we couldn't do it last week, I was like, oh no, we only get one more session with this wonderful story. And so there was a sense of disappointment or loss. But then today, it felt like, I don't know, I was surprised at how much everything came together with all of us, but also under your guidance, Lowell. It was just really sweet, and all the different tones that we managed to hit throughout just this last session was just really rich. And so I find myself right now feeling really satisfied. I don't know if I'm going to feel like, loss afterwards. I don't know, probably. But I feel really satisfied with what we've created, and maybe even the ephemeralness of what we create. I mean, that's something about these games always. It's like, wow, everything we create is so ephemeral. It happens and then it's gone. So maybe I'm getting some bleed from Jack. But yeah, and so I just feel a lot of gratitude to be a part of it. And yes, I would love for it to go on, and yet part of me is like, no, we really brought it together today, all of us. So yeah, I just feel a lot of gratitude for that. So no wishes, no. I don't care about mechanics. I'm just here to tell a story. Mechanics, okay, whatever, that'll work. Okay, sure. So I don't mind the messiness at all. I just want things that are evocative. And this setting and those mechanics are actually quite evocative too. That's one thing about them that I will say, that they evoke different possibilities in my mind narratively, and that really feels precious. So maybe don't cut Too much.
Too much.
Sherry
Yeah.
will take care of
Yeah,
that.
not my favorite bits
Yeah.
anyway. So
Yeah, I think there's some things to be done to consolidate a few things that are a little duplicate. Maybe some of the basic. Okay, we'll hear about that later. We'll have this discussion. I want to say thank you all, because there is that thing when you come into that last session where you're kind of doing a little bit more hard framing and so on. And all of you were very generous going along with where I kind of move things. You were all very generous with one another in play. I loved all the picks for the missing member of your motley. I thought that was all the choices there were great. They felt really strong. And the way that Jack took that up was brilliant. So a lot of good stuff all around.
oh, Vince's story of the exit out of the hedge was
Oh yeah.
amazing.
Yeah. And that was the thing is that's why I had to have you go kind of first, because I wanted to give you the chance to frame it. But I'm glad that you did the bookend. Thank you for doing that. That was good. All right, I am going to stop the recording.